Hi, it's Sue from R&R Stamping. We're going to try something a little new today. Video, no editing. We're going to see how this goes. This coming week is Nurses Week. I work in healthcare, and we are giving little treats to the nurses, and of course, what's a gift without some fun packaging? So put these together for the nurses, and this is what we're going to be making today. So let's get started. I'm using some Daffodil Delight. I have this cut at 10.5 by 8. I have a piece of Night of Navy that's cut at 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. And I have a piece of the gingham check paper in Daffodil Delight, and that's cut at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. You're going to need to score your Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to get out my scoring board here. On the long side, you're going to score this, and I'll have the measurements on my blog. That's rnrstamping.com. So watch for those. So they'll all be there for you, but we're going to score at 3 1/2, at 5, at 8 1/2, and 10. You're going to turn it and score at 1 1/2 and 6 1/2. So a little scoring, we're ready to go. You want to get your bone folder and burnish those score lines real well. Oops, missed one here. All right, easy as that. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit of trimming. So on the bottom with this little 1/2 piece on the right, you're going to snip out this little triangle, and I do like to angle off the corners. It just makes for a neater finish. You're going to snip that out, and then on the bottom you're just going to cut along the one score line up to the other score line. Okay. On the other side, we're going to take out the square pieces and also this little end piece. Again, I like to just trim this off a little bit. We're going to take this out. We are going to take this out, and that piece we're going to take out. Okay, so there you are. Get these guys out of here. So this is what this is going to look like. You've got 2 big flaps. That's going to be your top. These are going to be your bottom pieces, and that's where you're going to fold it together. Okay? So next thing we're going to do is take our tear and tape, run it along this 1/2 edge. And then we're going to turn this. So this is going to be the front, the 1/2. This is going to be the front of our box. And we want to put the tear and tape on the flap that's going to turn from the front to the back. So we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put some tear and tape right here. Okay. Next thing we are going to do is our embellishing. I'm going to set this aside for just a minute, and we're going to adhere the gingham to the Night of Navy. Okay. And for sentiment, put my scissors away here. I already took my layering ovals, and these are the, I cut these out with the Big Shot. This is, if you're going from smallest to largest, this is the third one, just so you know. I'm taking some Night of Navy, and the sentiment I'm using is from A Big Thank You, and friends are flowers in the garden of life. So I've got that all mounted, and I'm going to use some Night of Navy ink. And we should be able to get this pretty well centered because of the photopolymer. Hold that on there for a minute. And away we go. Get that centered on here. Okay, set that aside. Now we're going to take our daisy stamp from the Daisy Delight stamp set. You can see this has been well used and well loved. I'm very excited to see that this is carrying over into the new catalog, and there are going to be, or there is another stamp set that's going to complement this. So that's very exciting. When you're mounting this for stamping, when you're using the punch, you always want to make sure that your petals go up and down, because that's the way the punch is laid out. So just a little tip there for you. And I'm going to make 2 of these. Put them onto Whisper White. Close that up so I don't get ink everywhere. I still have a combination of old and new stamp pads. They still work. So I'm going to go in here. Make sure this is all lined up. Keep punch 1. And I get real crazy about having everything wonderfully, perfectly lined up. I need to stop doing that. And we've got 2. Okay. What you want to do next is take your bone folder, and you're going to curl these down. So just grab the middle, and very gently, you're just going to give some curl to each of the petals. Grab the other one, do the same. And to give this flower a little dimension, and I learned this trick from watching Rhonda Wade, and take a dimensional, put it in the middle. You know what? I did this wrong. I just realized, so let's take that off. And we're just going to curl these the other way. When you're doing things live without editing, this is what you do. Okay, let's try that again. Now we're going to put the dimensional in here, and then we're going to offset this flower over the other flower, and that's going to give it a little bit of dimension. Isn't that pretty? And the last thing I'm going to do on there is take one of the faceted gems. I'll take the big one just because we can. We're going to pop that in the middle. Okay. Alrighty. Next thing, I'm just going to grab a piece of Night of Navy ribbon that I have. And we're just going to wrap that Probably cut that a little shorter. Wrap that around the back of our paper. And I've not made one of these before I came on to do this, so how are we going to do this? Let's bring this down to about here. Okie doke. And we can now take that and add it to the front panel of our box. So again, front panel is going to be the one closest to the 1/2 inch mark. So I'm just going to line that up on here. Let's pop this up on dimensionals too, because I think that's going to look nicer. Put that there. Do we want a bow on here? I love cheater bows. The people at my classes love cheater bows. If I don't do cheater bows, I'm tying a lot of bows because people don't like to tie bows. Oops. Okay. And we can put that on at the very end. All right, now let's put our box together. Peel that off. Fold that over. And take that one. Fold this down. Fold that up. And the last thing, what I forgot to do while this was still open, is just, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, I'm just marking out of camera range here, I think. Just marking this about halfway. Where are we here? What I'm going to do is pinch these pieces together. I just put a dot in the middle of this. And I'm going to take a 1/4 inch punch. Punch that right there. I'm going to take my ribbon. So you can put lots of treats, goodies, gift cards. The nurses are getting necklaces and the guys are getting keychains, so that's what's in their boxes. So I'm threading this through the front to the back, and then I'm going to come in again. What can I grab here to poke this through? A pencil maybe work, or not. There we go. Pull that together. Eep. Where'd my bow go? We can do it. We can do it. It's a little challenging because this camera's right in front of my head, so I can't see what I'm doing back here. Oh, for Christmas sake. hold on. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Is that it? No. Oh my goodness. Let me... Do you have this many challenges tying bows sometimes? Yeah. Here we are. See if I can see what I'm doing. It makes a major amount of difference. All right. Now I can just foof that up a little bit. Foof it up, foof it down. Okay. Good enough, Susanna. I could putz with that forever, so I won't. All right, then we are going to take another dimensional. They are right here. Pop that on the back of our little sun, our little daisy here. And there you go. I hope you like this little tutorial, and thank you for stopping. If you currently do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please look me up. You can shop with me 24/7 at rnrstamping.com. Thanks, and stop in again soon.